Namaste, angels, and thank you for joining, liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. I do appreciate it. I've actually noticed that I've gotten a few new subscribers, and I welcome you all. Thank you very much. If you are interested in having a chance at receiving notifications, do make sure that you click both the subscription button and the little bell button. I say have a chance at it because we have some issues on this channel where funky things go on with my YouTube. And for example, we'll have a huge disparity in the views where there may be 10,000 views on one video, but only 100 on another because people weren't notified for whatever reason. And so just if you would like to receive the notifications, the effort that we can make toward that is by you clicking both the subscription button and the bell button. And again, I thank you. It is Sunday, October 27th, the first day for which this reading is. Actually, it's exactly 1:44 a.m. on Sunday, October 27th. And that means in just a few minutes, it will be 2 o'clock, at which time those of us here in the United States are supposed to turn our clocks back 1 hour. So, well, that will be 2 o'clock in the Eastern time zone. When it reaches 2 a.m. in your time zone, then you turn your clock back. Or if you're going to go to bed to sleep prior to that, then you turn your clock back at that time. All right. So, what's up? Speaking of the 144,000, I might as well tell you guys this little weird experience I had before when I was going to start the reading. So, of course, I wanted to do the reading, or meant to do the reading, not only earlier today, but all weekend. You know, that saying, why put off till tomorrow what you can do today? There's a reason for it, and it really makes sense. I could have done the reading yesterday. I could have done it last night. But I said, you know what? No, I got all kinds of time to myself tomorrow because my daughters are planning on ditching me. We all had a hairdresser appointment, and then after that, they were going to get tattoos, and so they were going to give me the boot, and I was going to be home alone. I'm like, I'll do it then. I'll do a whole bunch of videos. I got client readings to do. I got all kinds of stuff to do. I got to do the moon reading still, so I'll do it all then. Well, of course, none of that worked out. Well, the hair worked out. The tats eventually worked out, but I had to bring them. I had to sit with them, and so I was there all night. I didn't get home until close to 11. And then I'm like finally trying to unwind for a minute. I'm on Facebook for a few minutes and having a conversation with a Facebook friend. I ended up going onto YouTube to look at a video of the Maasai tribe to copy and paste into the comments of our conversation to show her something, and didn't realize the video continued to play and then completed. And when it went off, now while this video had nothing to do with tarot, certainly nothing to do with twin flames, the video that came on next was a twin flame tarot reading. And it was this guy who identified as a feminine, divine feminine, doing a tarot reading. And he was weird. And, you know, not that I'm not weird. I'm just trying to describe that there's different kinds of weird. You know what I'm saying? He was weird. And for me, off-putting, unsettling. I got the kind of feeling like I'm really empathic. And so those of you who are particularly empathic, you'll know what I mean. Especially those of you who've been with my channel for a while. Remember when I got the hashtag creepy deck? The feeling people were getting through the screen. The feeling my daughter got as soon as I began to rip open the package before we even exposed the deck inside. And she's like, what are those? What is that? Oh my God. Because you could just feel the funk and the negative energy on it. That's what was coming out of his channel. He's making these noises, dog sounds for the masculine and cat sounds for the feminine, and all kinds of weird stuff was going on. And I just felt really unsettled. I had to sage and cleanse and all that kind of stuff. But as that was happening, before I made it to my computer to shut him off and to get to the saging, he's going on about how he's also a twin flame expert. And I said, like, right here out loud in my bedroom, even though nobody else, at least on this plane, was here with me, there's no such thing as twin flames. Like, I was just so irritated with this guy. And I look up, and right after I said that, I look at the clock and it was 11:11. I said, I guess on that note, I'm meant to do the reading now because I just happened to start the reading yesterday at exactly 11:11. I ended up getting distracted, but yeah, it was a really weird experience. And maybe I got distracted so that I could instead start the reading at 1:44 a.m. Again, as in the 144,000 illumined members of the elect, because that's for whom I'm reading. And that's why I said, you know, twin flames aren't even real. For those of you who consider yourself twin flames, don't panic. What I meant by that is the beings after which twin flames are modeled, or who the original twin flames were known to be, like at the time that I awakened years ago and stuff like that, is the elect and the illumin, or the illumin and the other members of the elect. Those are the twin flames, or after whom they modeled. If you try to do research on twin flames, you're going to read about the 144,000. You may read about what they call 144,000 illumined blue rays instead of 144,000 indigos. Indigo is blue, right? Same thing. You know, it's just like somebody tried to, you know, capitalize on these ancient prophecies and scriptures. And so they took the information, they took the backstory, and they gave it a new label. And because they know that people like cults, people like clubs, exclusivity, and, you know, if you feel like you're part of some sort of group, then you're bound to, you know, hand somebody money. And so that's why, you know, we ended up with this moniker and stuff. All right. So anyway, yeah, I just figured I'd share my weird story just because of the way the timing worked out. On with the reading. I'm starting with the dice and Dirty Movie, Forget It, and Party. Spirit says, spend money. Speaking of people being after money and stuff, it's 50-50, so maybe you're supposed to go Dutch on a date or something, or split something down the middle, and perhaps it's a dinner day, romantic dinner. Going to the cards, I shuffled them all, cut them all. Yeah, they're all ready. I don't know what cards we're going to end up with any more than you do, but I do know with my Keeper to the Light Oracle, we have an overall energy of Joan of Arc, voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. I think I just did, right? When I talked about the twin flames and stuff, because a bunch of y'all might be mad at me now, but it is what it is. I mean, you can look it up for yourself. You will find the 144,000 if you look in history, in the scriptures and in the prophecies. You won't find them anywhere else, you know, up until about 10 years ago when people started calling them twin flames instead. It just is what it is. From the Animal Tarot, Prince of Spring, passionate, charismatic, confident, and restless. An opportunity arises that needs your attention right away. Moving quickly is important, yet there's nothing that you can't handle if you follow your own inner guidance. The Prince of Spring is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And for me, can be representative of an energy that just swoops in, saves the day, and then dissipates very quickly as it showed up. It's often representative of Mars or Jupiter for me, or those types of energies. From my, look what fell away. It is celebration, very Three of Cups kind of card. You're ready to bring new and exciting things into your life. Sure am. But the overall energy I was wanting to tell you about is Star. Hard times are over. Look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. Is anybody else getting air and water from this? I just want to put them down. I just felt air and water. Maybe because all this water is here. But in the tarot, the star is representative of the sign of Aquarius, which would be an air sign, and is also known as the water bearer. So maybe that's what I was picking up. Hashtag creepy deck. So now some of you guys know the reason why I call it the hashtag creepy deck. It's because everybody was freaked out about it. I would have clients and viewers, subscribers, you know, people that were watching my channel that were empathic, that could feel the funk coming off of these nasty things that were, you know, authored by someone who has no idea what she's talking about. She's a twin flame expert too, so much so that she describes them in the accompanying book as an effortless relationship. That's absolutely incorrect as it relates to what the beings that you know identify this way by any name. It's certainly not an effortless relationship. Yeah, so that's why they're the creepy deck, because it was just like really funky. And they creep people out. I would have like comments on my videos like, oh my God, don't use those again. Like, you know, I could feel it. So the overall energy on this nasty deck that I've cleansed heavily since then is true love. And lastly, speaking of frauds, Doreen Virtue, romance angels, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. I really wish she had just stuck to cards. You know, when you stay in your lane, because that was like her lane. She was good with putting out the cards. You know, she just sort of kept to herself about the other stuff. She never knew what she was talking about. And I always felt that way. I think it's the Aquarius in me. I'm just always like not with the crowd. The crowd is wanting to call themselves by, you know, a shared label and to follow and to whatnot. And I'm always just like, no. I mean, the psychic abilities help too. It's like, I don't feel so good about this person or this situation, this energy. I think I'm going to sit this one out. And I sort of just watch from the sidelines while everybody else gives their energy to, you know, something they shouldn't. Yeah. All right. I guess I'm going to use these cards first, since that's the one I left in my hand, to do the spread from the perspective of the divine masculine. We're going to, again, begin with true love. So this will be like an overall energy for this spread. True love. Divine feminine. The masculine as it relates to the feminine. And, you know, very likely specifically in relation to this energy, whatever this card represents. Masculine as it relates to himself, like how he's feeling about himself this week in love and relationship matters. The union or connection as a whole. I mean, this is applicable even to singles you haven't met. You just feel you have this partner that you're connected to. They're out there in the ethers. Even you. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine do, contribute, surrender toward the union. What he himself is willing to. And the outcome. Speaking of having a divine masculine out there in the ethers, one of my clients' friends, you know, it's a friend and a client. I mean, I've met her on this journey and as a client first, but we've definitely come to be friends. It's been about 3 years now. She has never met her divine masculine, or who she believes to be her divine masculine. And they had not even been in contact for 4 years. Yet, she could still feel the connection. So that's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. Even if you're single, you haven't met, whatever, you can still feel the connection. She still felt the connection, felt that he was going through something, came to me to purchase energy healing for him. I performed it. She felt again that he needed more. Now she's a Cancer too, so she has like these dreams also, these really intuitive dreams. Like that's one of her gifts, which is pretty common for a Cancer. But I think hers is, you know, pretty significant because she has a lot of them and they're really, really involved, and she tends to remember them well, which a lot of people don't. So anyway, she felt that he needed more healing, and I said, you know, I thought about it. So I'm not really sure if he needs more healing, but I can meditate on it. Like in our conversation, I definitely hadn't picked up on it, to be honest. And I went to go meditate on it, and I said, why am I doing it this way? I'll just read him completely. And, she didn't know I was going to do a reading. I pull out the cards and I do a reading. And sure enough, he could use some more healing, and there are different types of healing. So it wasn't necessarily something I needed to do. But he, in the immediate, he needed something done. And that came up in the cards. So it could have been something I did, but she decided she was going to do something, which was cool with me too. But we both continued to talk about it and meditate on him and pray for him and all of that stuff. And after the 4 years of no contact, he contacted her. That's how deep these connections are, even when we might feel disconnected or in void. I don't know who needed to hear that, but I just felt like I had to say that to somebody who's considering themselves single, but maybe also feeling connected and having questions. I just felt that out there. So I don't know who it is I'm talking to exactly. Maybe it's a few people, but somebody I feel needed to hear that. All right, divine feminine. Karma. So this is what we're dealing with this week. Karmic situations. Doesn't necessarily mean karmic in the derogatory sense relationship, like we got a three-way thing going on. We may, but this doesn't necessarily mean that we do. There are other types of karmic issues with which we may be dealing. It could apply to different people in different ways. The masculine as it relates to the feminine, and very likely with this card. I always say very likely, but it's always connected to this card. It just always has been. Okay, and this time is no different. Young female. So this card for me, young female, is very Sagittarian, very representative of Jupiter and a Jupiter energy. Just like the Knight of Wands we just saw a few minutes ago, and I said it can just represent Jupiter for me. Well, Jupiter is both the god and planet of karma. So these cards are connected. This energy that the masculine's feeling is connected to the feminine. And it just means he's aware. He's feeling also that the feminine may be going through some karmic experiences this week. He may be too. Masculine as it relates to himself. New love. So fresh energies of love. That is super positive. Union or connection as a whole. Triangle. So it's actually mirroring this karma. Maybe for the majority, the karmic situation is some sort of party of three. That still doesn't mean necessarily a love triangle, but a third energy is influencing the energy, right, between the two people. Overall, it's brunette female. This card in this deck does tend to represent a karmic feminine energy for me. It doesn't have to be an actual person, but it often is. And when it is, it's often a female, although it doesn't have to be that either. And she is even more specific. She tends to be a Cancer or a Leo or a Cuspian, a Leo Cancer, a Cancer Leo, however you want to call it. What the masculine would have the feminine do, contribute, surrender toward the union as it relates to love this week. True gem. He wants to be surprised by her. He wants to be surprised. I'm hearing like do something different, or surprise me. For somebody, this is definitely contact. This is communication. He wants you to reach out. Gemini is also coming through with this true gem. not just the energy of surprise. And Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication. Gemini is actually the great communicator of the zodiac. Definitely feeling that a masculine is saying, he's saying surprise me with somebody or a few somebodies, maybe specifically a Gemini involved. He's looking for a communication, and that's the surprise. Like, it's not something that she would normally do, or that she's done in a while. She hasn't reached out, and that's what he's looking for. Maybe to start this new energy of love with her. And that may help him, if he's the one who's trying to make a choice, that may help him to make the choice. Like, if I hear from her, then it's on. But, if I don't, all right, fine. I'll just continue with this. What he himself is willing to do, contribute, surrender toward the union, is fun times. It's a very Three of Cups kind of energy. Just like the Celebrate card that fell away from the deck. So Three of Cups, for me, in the tarot, can definitely be about reunion and reconnecting. Maybe that's why I was meant to tell that little story about my client before. I don't know. But there could be definitely some reunion, reconciliation, reunion. And we have this triangle, or this energy of 3, sitting right here above the fun times. And another, again, the energy of a 3 of Cups. We also had romantic dinner. So he might want to go out. And then maybe that could be part of the surprise too. Outcome. Gifts. Surprises. All right. Somebody gets over their fear this week from the feminine and make some sort of move. For someone or a few someones, again, it's going to be communications. But I think some of you may, pull something else. It's going to be some other surprise. Maybe you buy a birthday gift. Maybe he's a Scorpio. You buy a birthday gift, or there's some other celebration or something going on that we're recognizing with these fun times here. Or there's a get-together, or you ask him out on a date. Could be even for singles, making the first move, meeting somebody, and you be the Sagittarius energy. You be the Knight of Wands and swoop in and you ask him out on a date, romantic dinner. And that's a surprise, and that's a gift. And it's a start of something new love. Fun times. Fun times, or that energy is definitely about being social and or reconciliation and reunions for me. But let's check out like a perspective from the universe. And I'll use these for that. I don't know why I left those cards on the table like that. Divine being or couple. Recent past. Near future. Masculine's higher self. Blocks the individual or shared progress. What the feminine can do to help herself. What the masculine can. What the universe would have either do for themselves, and even wants to help them with, but they have to first affirm. Because we all have free will. And the outcome. Did I see what the universe would have done on the other deck? I don't think I did. What's this card? Universe wants to help us with cutting cords and removing, controlling people, maybe narcissists from our lives. That may have been the karmic feminine energy or the third energy. May have been that of a narcissist. Cutting cords. Could be just negative cords of emotion too. To negative feelings like fear, ego, regret, resentment, the inability to forgive, failure to communicate. Yeah, cords of attachment to old energies. Also, universe wanting to help us to regain control of our lives, take back control. Divine being or couple. Oh, celebration. So I owe us an extra card, don't I? Because we knew about celebrations. I forgot about it for a second. You are ready to bring new and exciting things into your life. So if I had taken that card away, which one would have, this would have been the first card. This would have represented us. Instead, it's our recent past. Thorns. Weathering the challenges ahead will bring in a new and positive future. I actually think this is appropriate because I think that this was the energy we were dealing with last week. So it is like the recent past. A very fiery, yet challenging energy. So like a 5 of Wands sort of feel to this. Near future. Mountain. Know that you're protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. So, wow, okay. How well do these two cards go together? Weathering the challenges ahead will bring in a new and positive future. So it's like a warning. And then here, this tells us, yes, know that you're protected as you face those challenges. I like that, but remain cautious. So it's a very like Ace of Swords kind of feel to it. And actually 2 Ace of Swords showed up in the general reading. So I bet that is what it's representing here today. Masculine's higher self. World. Be open to new possibilities in all areas of your life. Well, he's already open to new love. We just saw that from the last spread. But the world for me is also about sometimes a second time around. So it can be reunions like we just saw. Or something having come full circle. Also, it is about the universe easing us out of a situation, relationship, circumstance that, you know, it's long overdue. We like overstayed our welcome in that situation, but we didn't leave. So now we're being eased out. Universe is helping us out. And we want to leave at this point, whatever it is, because it's like a block to us. But it's like now we're in a hurry. You know, now we want out of the situation. It may require some patience. So masculine, you may be over finally this, you know, like a relationship that you were in or a living condition that you had or just feelings you had, just emotions you were dealing with. You're finally over it. And so now you're ready to start that new thing that you want, right? The new stuff that's ahead. But maybe it's not all going to come at once. You know, you might need some patience is what the world means for me. Blocks to individual or shared progress. Goals. Progress is positive and personal goals will be achieved. But having, like those things having been what held us up. So I think that's it's mostly coming through that it's connected to the masculine and this world energy. Like he was stuck in some sort of repetitive cycle, and now that it's finally coming to an end. It's come full circle. It's done. Not that the feminine necessarily has reached every goal she's wanted to, and so she can also help herself with this energy. And let's see how the feminine can help herself. It is Sun. Open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. So like, don't be blocked to this like Ace of Pentacles type of energy. Be open to it. Open to giving and receiving. What the masculine can do to help himself with regard to the blocks. And it is Lovers. There are 2 paths ahead. Be true to yourself. Wow. So this is another like Gemini type card. Major Arcana card, the Lovers in the tarot represents the sign of Gemini. And I guess therefore the planet Mercury again. But the Lovers is also, while it can be about like, you know, true, long-lasting love, like real soulmate stuff, can also be about a decision that has to be made. And again, something like two paths, or maybe a choice between two people, like that Party of Three card that came up. And the woman looked like she was trying to make a decision between two male suitors. So like, which path do you want? The masculine's decision in that can be how he humps himself to move forward. But I also got that from the last spread too. Like I said, it seemed like based on what the feminine did, like if she surprised him, then he's going to pick her. If she doesn't, then he's going to, remain in a funky situation with the other chick that's in the position where the world was, right, from the last spread. What the universe would have each or both of us do to help ourselves, and even wants to help us with, but we have to affirm and like call upon the universe to help us with this and allow it to, because we have free will. That is lion. Harness the loyal and protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently. So it's kind of like a major arcana card, strength card, which does represent the sign of Leo. That may be what this fire energy is about. The world tends to have a fire energy for me. The Thorns card definitely did as well. And now we have this. So maybe an actual fire sign that comes through to support you. Or somebody, likened to the traits and attributes of maybe not only a fire sign, but a Leo. And the outcome. Fool. Have the courage to embrace change, take risks, and be adventurous. Well, the Fool turned up sitting right next to the card that was representing love and relationship, which was Major Arcana card Temperance, which represents the sign of Sagittarius. So that's that fire energy in the general reading. The general reading guided us to take risks. And then here we have this energy coming up again. And we did have the overall energy of the star. I didn't really focus on that, but the star also, in the tarot at least, is about communication. And in addition to that, it's about our prayers being answered, our wishes being granted, our dreams coming true. So all of these things finally working out is like something for which we've asked the universe already. Like we've wanted this, we've prayed for this, we've attempted to manifest this. Let's do the regular tarot and the romance cards. So maybe we can see like what's going on, like what signs are coming through connected to what love energy. So let's do this. Crowning the masculine. It is Major Arcana card 18, the moon. Moon always shows up in my readings. Anytime there is a major moon phase, like a new moon or a full moon, it just pops up in like as many readings as it can. Major Arcana card 18, the moon, represents the sign of Pisces and the planet Neptune, which is Pisces' ruler. It's important to trust your intuition, even if you're unsure of what's happening. All will be revealed soon, so worry is unnecessary. Masculine guided to follow his divine guidance and his gut, his intuition, his heart, his soul. And this definitely came up in many, many ways, including the moon in the general reading. So he's supposed to apply that sort of energy throughout his life, but definitely now we're seeing in the area of love. And maybe a Pisces in particular is significant here. Masculine surrounded by Major Arcana card 9, the Hermit, also ruled by Mercury, which goes retrograde this week on the 31st, Halloween. Take time for contemplation, to retreat and to go within. Be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment. So It might be because of Mercury retrograde. Maybe this person is a Virgo and they want to shrink into themselves. It's absolutely not necessary for him to be a Virgo, though. This is a card of introspection. Yeah, going within or helping somebody else to get clarity. So it can be about communication for me, or spiritual enlightenment, helping somebody to, again, get clear on a subject, or it can be about awakening. Also, as applied to more 3D concepts, the Hermit for me is often like a professor or even a lawyer. Masculine subconscious. 5 of Winter. There could be conflict. There could be divorce. Maybe that's the lawyer. You know what I mean? Your current path isn't leading you toward the happiest possible outcome, so why not change it? Always maintain integrity and compassion, but be alert to the hidden agendas of others. 5 of Winter is about conflict, sometimes with others, especially in this position. It may be about the masculine being conflicted, as in needing to make a choice. And we saw that in the last 2 spreads, and introspection can definitely serve to help him in that area. I do also recall, though, in this position where the 5 of Winter is Major Arcana card Justice was in this same position in the general for the masculine. So that could be, again, connected to a legal issue, including divorce, legal separation, child custody issues that may be affecting one's love life. Crowning the feminine, it is the Prince of Autumn. Trustworthy, dedicated, protective, and funny. It's important to make a detailed plan before starting any new endeavor. Once you have that plan in place, then you can take immediate action and get as much accomplished as possible. The Prince of Autumn is a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And he is a planner. He is very methodical. But the Prince of Autumn, or Knight of Pentacles, is the only one of all 4 of the knights that always reaches his goal, because he is that dedicated, that committed, and that methodical. Surrounding the feminine, Major Arcana card 0, the Dreamer. It's another Fool. You're starting a new endeavor. Run free and take a leap of faith. So this is about a brand new path on which the feminine is walking. She's doing something different. Maybe she's surprising herself even in her subconscious. It is Major Arcana card 7, the Chariot. You can successfully balance various or opposing energies all at once through determination and focus. You've earned the rewards and recognition that you are receiving. The Chariot represents the sign of Cancer. We saw the energy of Cancer pop up in the last spread. Also, this can be about travel, movement. It can be metaphoric. It can be literal. So one person may be going to visit the other, or they may just be having movement where they had been stuck in the past. There also may be victory if there is, for example, if this is for somebody representing masculine versus feminine, or perhaps even male versus female, husband versus wife, feminine or wife winning in that case. She's the one victorious here versus a 5 of Winter. The Chariot definitely trumps the 5 of Swords. Crowning, 6 of Autumn. Your success and prosperity have allowed you to pay off debts, acquire wise loans, or to receive a grant or scholarship. In return for heaven's blessings, be sure to share the wealth with others through donations of time or money to reputable charities. 6 of Autumn is about assistance that is coming in somehow, either directly, like from the universe. It's like a miracle, small miracles often, but miracles nonetheless that are occurring. That's like, oh, wow, man, I'm glad that worked out like that, because now that's helped me. That's furthered me. That's moved me down here. Sometimes it comes in the shape or form of help through, a person. So God, sends us an angel of some sort. And that is how we get to benefit from the 6 of Autumn. In relation to just and being an energy between the masculine and feminine, which is like, what it looks like, what it's illustrating here. That's about give and take, the ability to both give and receive, and allowing love to be able to do what it needs to do, which is pass both ways. That's that. At the root, the Queen of Spring, talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once, but you can do it. Queen of Spring is a Leo, or maybe a Leo Cancer, like I talked about before in the last spread. Sagittarius on Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And at the heart of the matter, the Nine of Summer, just like the energy of the star from the last spread. Now's the time your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still to come. Now let's see what that means in relation to romance cards. Atop the moon is retreat. It's a very hermit kind of card. It's time to disconnect from the world. So the hermit's right here. Maybe this one meant to come out on top of him. So he's being given guidance that it's time for him to take a step back, maybe again do some introspection, or perhaps go off with a partner in private to talk some stuff out and, you know, figure out what they're doing. Atop the hermit is you deserve love. You are lovable. This is the Sagittarian energy coming through again too. So an arrow being stuck at somebody. Maybe that's one of the things that he'll realize about himself when he does the introspection. His deservingness as it relates to love. Atop the Five of Winter, Five of Swords. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So this is a toxic situation. Again, either it can be his own toxic situation, maybe even substance abuse or something, alcohol, liquor, drugs, sex, food, you know, something like that. Or it can be a toxic relationship that he needs to get out of, or toxic negative emotions or negative cords of attachment. Remember what the universe wanted to help us with, that control card with those cords? It can be representative of that as well. Atop the Knight of Pentacles, or the Prince of Earth. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Very possibly with a direct earth sign. Some of us who are dealing with a direct earth sign feeling that growth there. And maybe even, again, even more specifically, a Virgo. Atop the Fool, the Dreamer. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. I don't remember what the red flags are other than the Queen of Wands, which is here. And that's a very positive red flag. Or the Prince of Wands, that was the overall energy with which we started. That too is positive. So I think it's just saying go for it. Oh, this, you deserve love. You are lovable. The Sagittarian energy, that's giving us a message too. And it mirrors the pay attention to the red flag card. Atop the Chariot for the feminine. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Victory in that area. Atop the Six of Autumn, that energy of giving and receiving, is playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So acting like a mutable sign as it relates to love. A Virgo or a Sagittarius. Right, these two energies that showed up. Or a Pisces. Or a Gemini, which we've also seen throughout the reading. At the root, atop that Queen of Wands, one of the red flags, let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. Yes, again, the universe wanting to help us to cut our cords to some things that we've been maybe holding on to. We put the cords around somebody maybe. This, I think, again, particularly the masculine, and it's showing up here. So it's not just my feeling, what I was feeling before. It's also showing up here, and it's sitting right here next to the Let Go of Control Issues card. Again, that doesn't mean that the feminine doesn't have any. I just feel it's, I feel it coming from here. At the heart of the matter, atop that 9 of Cups is passion. It's a very 2 of Wands kind of card. Guess what the 2 of Wands represents in the tarot? Twin flame relationships, divine unions, soulmates. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So I think some things coming together for some people this week, or at least the realization that that's what we deserve, and that we're ready to allow ourselves to have it, and maybe to begin making the moves, like with the Chariot, towards achieving it. Whether that means reaching out, being the one to contact, or being the one that's receptive to responding if the other reaches out. Further to the spreads that we have looked at, masculine unity, a time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love. So again, it's going both ways, right? Love is passing both ways. You radiate it and you attract it. And there's an energy of partnership surrounding you that you're ready for, because you deserve love and you are lovable. Feminine, for us, for the fortune teller cards, Owl, there are spiritual messages and great wisdom to be found during this period of transition. Transition sounds like the death card, right? That energy of Scorpio. Well, the sun just entered Scorpio and the moon enters Scorpio tomorrow. Mercury and Venus are also there. I think that's the period of transition. So this whole, at least this week, there's a lot of clarity and information into which you can come feminine. If you pay attention, be on the lookout for the spiritual messages. Pay attention to the red flags. From the hashtag creepy deck to the masculine unity. You got 2 cards about unity. Boy, you better go. You better. I feel it for you. And you see, you got this 2 of Wands card here too. So people are going to be making some moves this week. Queen of Wands showing up for us. It's the blonde female who's actually a redhead. So for me, she is like the representation of the divine feminine in this deck for me, whereas the other one is, again, like a karmic feminine energy. And so this is guiding us, sort of like the Queen of Wands feminine, to, to be like, step into your power, your full power and position, play your role, play your position, full on divine feminine, like completely empowered. Lion energy. You have that fire energy available to use it. We got it from the last spread. Use it. From the Keepers of the Light Oracle to the masculine Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. Same thing the moon is telling you. Right? Maybe you needed to hear it again. For the feminine from the Keepers of the Light Oracle, speaking of the moon, it is Freya. Phases and cycles. There's a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. So we're letting go of falsehoods and veils and bullshit and completing karma. From the Animal Tarot, very interesting. This popped up in the general too. I think also for the masculine. The 2 of Winter. Procrastination and worrying about what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. And we saw the decision that he needed to make from the other spreads. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's, follow your inner guidance. So another message about that. Cloak of Wisdom, the moon. Follow your inner guidance. Feminine for us from the Animal Tarot. Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor. Structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role, as you have much wisdom to offer. So not only are we going to be coming into wisdom, according to the Owl, but we have wisdom to offer. And the 4, or the Emperor, it's about, being empowered. I just said we were empowered. Taking back control of your life. It can also be connected to a masculine energy in particular in your life, maybe your own father or father figure, or the man or woman with whom you're dealing. Maybe a very intense masculine energy. For me, it's often like a married man or a divorcee, a widower, or the marrying kind, what I call the marrying kind, marriage material. And with all this union stuff by him, maybe that's one of the gifts that's coming up. I'd say maybe closer to Sagittarius season, or dare I say like Christmas for some. True gem, that stone that was there. Yeah. From the romance angels to the masculine flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. So you're guided to at least be on the receiving end, if not the giving end. If you're not guided to initiate, you're at least guided to be open to communication coming to you, masculine. And feminine separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. I don't feel that this is the partner with whom you want to be, though. I think that there might be some other separations. Again, married man, divorcee. I think this can be you going to court with somebody, some of you. And again, I see you winning with the Chariot there. I see you winning, maybe even getting the house or getting something to allow you to move physically. Yeah, I don't feel that that is from a masculine with whom you are interested. So, it doesn't apply to everybody. Don't panic about the separation. I would be more excited about the energy of union and reunion that we saw. Hope that you guys enjoyed the love reading. I'll be back with the moon reading. Thanks again for watching, sharing, and subscribing, and liking. Do check out the description box for any services or merchandise that you're interested in that I offer. Namaste.